really is an extraordinary story, and as a brand new podcast explores the story behind the Black Widow, Linda, her son Neil, daughter Mel and journalist Livvy Haydock join us now. It's so lovely to speak to you all today. Thank you so much for coming in. No, it's a real pleasure. Linda, you're known as the Black Widow.
Yes.
That's the tagline that you'd been given. But growing up for you, it wasn't a life of crime, was it?
No, it wasn't at all. I grew up in a normal family. My dad was a blacksmith. My mum was a market trader, Roman Road,
Down the Roman.
Street, yeah. And I grew up a very normal, everyday life. It wasn't until I was 19 and I met Mickey that my whole world changed.
And I suppose these things, they happen so gradually that before you know it, you're sort of knee-deep in something that maybe you never even planned to be part of.
No, that's right. I mean, I met him at a party, and the party actually was for him coming out of prison. And I wasn't sure, did I want to go? Did I not want to go? I'd got ready and my mum went, do you want to go? I said, no, I won't worry. So I sat down on the sofa with her and then I got a phone call from my cousin, Lynn, there's a cab on its way for you. We know you wasn't going to turn up, so you got a cab and get there, yeah. And I was just imagining, because in the films going back in time, all the baddies were these ugly people and the goodies were all the handsome, good-looking ones. And I thought, God, he's going to be right.
It was very different in the East End, though, weren't it?
No, it was very different.
They were always the handsome ones.
They was the handsome ones in the East End. But I never knew that when I was 19.
Neil, it's lovely to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, likewise.
What was it like for you growing up in the Calvey household?
I suppose a little bit different from the normal, but
yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed my growing up. I mean, there was tough times, there were good times. There was a lot of tears sometimes with certain things. I mean, but I wouldn't change it. I mean, I can't change it, but I wouldn't change it. It is what it is, I suppose. But
yeah.
I
suppose you were very young at the time, so a lot of it probably went over your head. Mel, you were a little bit older. Yeah. What are your memories like of that time? Was it difficult?
Well, to be honest, growing up as a kid, before I lost my father, it was just normal. I didn't know it wasn't not normal.
No, of course not.
Because it was always like, you know, I met my dad in prison when I was born, didn't I? And they got married in prison, so it was all I ever knew.
Yeah.
So for me, that was normal. It wasn't until I got older and I thought, it's far from normal. You call it colourful, I don't know, dysfunctional, whatever terminology you want to use for it. But I didn't realise it wasn't normal until after all this with my father, and I just thought, I didn't even,
Yeah, because it was what you were born into.
Yeah, it's all I know.
It's all you know.
Yeah, so to me that was normal.
And Mel, obviously being the older sibling, you probably remember a lot more than what Neil does. So let's go back to that time when you found out that your dad had been killed. How did that affect you at the age that you were?
Well, to be honest, I think I lost my childhood when I got that news.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't believe that he was never coming back. I actually said to my nan, I think he's run off with another woman. I just couldn't accept it. And then I kind of created a fantasy world that I used to go away to in my head because I didn't know how to grieve. I was only a child. You know, my mum was grieving herself and I couldn't handle the loss, so I sort of shut myself down mentally and I created a little fantasy world that I used to go to.
Which happens to a lot of people at that age when they go through a trauma.
Yeah.
You know, you try and shut that out. And this obviously had a massive effect on all of you. Linda, at that point, did you ever consider sort of a less dangerous way of living your life?
Well, I think the thing is, it's funny that Mel says about she created her fantasy little world. I think in one way, it sort of happened to me because when Mickey died, all I can remember hearing was somebody screaming and screaming and people going, slap her around the face, she's hysterical. And I was thinking, yeah, slap her around the face, she's hysterical. But it actually was me.
Really?
And I think something in my mind affected me, that how could I be a widow? I'm 30, I've got 2 little kids.
Yeah.
And my brain switched and I became a totally different person. And it wasn't until I was actually arrested that I thought, my God, what have I done? what I had become was so totally alien.
It was so far removed from the woman that you were at 19.
Yeah, it was.
I wonder if you shut off a lot of emotion at that
I
point.
think I did.
Yeah.
I think I was sort of just this sort of driven. I had tunnel vision.
Yeah.
That, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to... What he died doing, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure my kids have everything. And after, when I got arrested, I mean, both of my children, first visit, both come and said to me, why did you do it, Mum? We only wanted you.
Oh,
and that really hit home to me, you know?
Because you're there thinking, I'm going to provide
I'm gonna
whatever
do
means it takes.
Yeah.
And it's about money and clothes. And actually, when you then see your children and you're locked away, all they wanted was Mum.
Yeah, yeah, that was the truth.
And for you two, obviously, to go through what you went through with your dad, to now have to go through this with your mum, must have just been horrific for the pair of you.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I've gone.
No, I was going to say, for like, when you say there, when I was younger, obviously I was a bit too young when my dad died, even though I've still obviously got my little bits
You're
and
about
bobs.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I've got tiny little bits that I can remember, but...
Still with you.
Well, he's always with me still, isn't he? I mean, I've never forgotten him.
No.
And I never will. I mean, he's very well thought of. Not just in the criminal circles, but he was a very well-liked man. He was, wherever he went, he'd go, oh, come and drink with me, come and drink with me. Everywhere he went, he was, someone wanted to be his friend. You know, he was one of them type of people. He's very likeable
Very
person.
charismatic.
So he's still missed, isn't he?
And Mel, for you, I mean, it's your first time that we've seen you, you know,
Both of them.
publicly.
Roland, the reason I haven't really... I'm not one for bringing up the front with things like that anyway. Yeah. The reason I made a decision, because I was reluctant at first, was just to show other people that the other side of the coin, because me and my brother were victims of circumstances out of our control.
Of course you were.
And no one is about none of that stuff. And it was very painful for us to go through. It wasn't easy. There's a whole other side of it. And
it's a notorious surname that you've been born with and been given.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it is what it is. And like my brother said, you can't change it. But it doesn't change your feelings. It doesn't change the anger and all the pain that you went through. And sometimes I still feel angry about it. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I felt very bitter about it, especially when she went away the second time. I just thought, you know, I just can't... I just got sick of losing people that I loved.
Yeah, I understand.
So I kind of... My life took a completely different turn then.
Yeah.
And I went into full-blown addiction, not knowing that I was, but that's how I ended up. That's where it took me. Yeah. And it took me 30 years to come out of that. Like, I was just so shut down and desanitised that I didn't want no one to come in anymore because I just didn't want no more pain.
Yeah, it's a difficult one in so many different ways.
Respects,
Yeah, and I'm sure, Livvy, for you, you know, you're doing this podcast, you're sort of new to this whole world. What made you want to sort of work with this family and talk about it?
I'm not that new to this world. I've been covering crime stories for about 20 years, and this is the 7th series of Gangster, in which we delve into the lives, basically, of a certain crime story or a particular criminal who's been convicted. And so the difference with this one is we had Linda. Yeah. And she tells her own story, but I think that's incredibly important because we were also able to talk to Neil and Mel and to hear straight from the horse's mouths what that type of crime actually leads to in the reality. Yeah, there were moments of high money, there are moments of, you know, fun for Linda. Yeah. But then you hear the reality from a mother's point of view and what that's done to the family.
And like Mel said, you know, from the kids' point of view, it had nothing to do with this world. It's just the way it is.
No, that's right.
The story is fascinating. It really, really is. There's many ups, there's many downs. You go through it all in the podcast. What's next for you three now?
Well, I can't believe that nobody's ever wanted to do a film.
I agree with you.
Yeah, the whole thing is...
I'll play you, Neil.
No, I really can't.
No.
Because everybody says your story is totally unique.
Yeah.
Totally unique.
It really, really is.
And all the names, sort of infamous names, are sort of woven in.
It's all part of it.
And it's, I'm really amazed that nobody has
Well, look,
yet.
watch this space. That's what I'm going to say.
The bosses of Netflix will be calling
any bosses out there, there's definitely a story in it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
To meet you all.
I totally agree. Thank you for being so open and honest with us because, it is one of those things. You are, of course, going to be judged, but it's such a fascinating story. So thank you.
And good luck with everything. Wish you well. Zippy, good luck with the whole series.
Thank you.
Yes, and of course, if you do want to listen to the podcast, there's episodes of Gangster, the story of the Black Widow. That's on BBC Sounds, and you can listen to it right now.
Thank you. you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.